Hi there, today I'll show you how I use Dextego's Chrome extension in context of someone's LinkedIn profile, whether it's before reaching out cold or practicing for an upcoming call with them. So first things you usually do when visiting someone's profile is checking out their title, maybe where they worked, and trying to figure out a bit about themselves. However, this doesn't tell you much about their personality and how to best communicate with them to really have influence during that call. So when you open Dextego's Chrome extension, first thing you see is your communication compatibility match. Anything above 80% honestly means you don't need to adjust because you're naturally aligned. Anything below that means you tend to not really communicate the same way. So how we know that is because Dextego analyzes millions of public data points to figure out how you compare when it comes to your disk and ocean profiles. For anyone who's unaware, disk analyzes how one communicates and makes decisions at work. This has several dimensions like dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness. Now, when this is combined with Ocean, or else known as Big Five, which analyzes openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, it's very powerful. On the left, you see my profile, and on the right, my prospects, in this case, teams. So what I can quickly see here is he's high on D and high on I, meaning he's a classic seller profile with high social skills, he's extroverted, he's agreeable, meaning he's not going to start a fight, so he's easy to talk to. Now, we actually summarize his main decision factors here on the top, as well as the best way to build rapport with him. So he's someone that you need to engage with enthusiasm and show respect for his background. Now, in summary, here in the front, you can figure out who you're meeting with. So Tim is someone who is example driven. What this means is when I pitch to him, I should basically create a story, give an example of a true case study, someone in a similar role. This is what will get him hooked and will help communication. It will also give me best practices and things to avoid, like giving excessive details. He's not that analytical. And then on the behavioral motivators, I can see that he has a high need for autonomy. So whatever I'm selling, I need to keep that in mind and show him how this tool, this platform will make him more autonomous in his role. And lastly, Dextego will provide a key agenda for me and will prepare me for potential objections with ideal answers. These will take into account, of course, what we do, how we do it, so it's tailored for our go-to-market, our best practices, our playbook, etc. Now I can just read this and start my outreach, or if I need to practice, I can actually do a role play based on the type of call I'm about to do, whether that's a cold call or a discovery call, etc. And I can start pitching him through Dextego. Now, to show you an example of a role play I've already done, I'll go here to column and I'll scroll up, showing you that in short, when you speak to Dextego as if you're speaking to the prospect, it will personify him or her, taking into account the analytics that I showed you earlier, what we can figure out from their digital footprint, and it becomes very realistic. In fact, I get a lot of messages from people taking screenshots of what Dextego said and the objection that the prospect actually had via email or any other exchange, like in a transcript post the call, and it's so close. Then it gives me a performance scorecard on delivery, credibility, and comprehensibility. Each of these scores have sub-dimensions, for example, confidence, and Dextego will give me my strengths, areas for improvement, a recommendation on how to do better, as well as a rationale on why the AI graded me the way it did. This AI is trained on hundreds of years of sales and leadership expertise, yet it can be tailored for your business. So it will take into account your knowledge base, will make sure you said the right thing for the product or the service you're selling, and that you have the right value proposition based on who you're speaking to. Because we believe it's less important what you say, but how you say it. And to improve that, you need to know who you're talking to. So the insights we give you here on your personas, on your decision makers, can be very helpful to actually increase your influence during the call. And this is an example of how I use the extension for crucial calls and how you can do the same by downloading it for free at our Chrome store.